Be careful, it ain't like TARDIS.
That's kind of cool, that.
It is cool, isn't it?
We should have left out and explained if I stick with them.
Oh man, I don't think I've got any in the bag. The old flipperoo.
Flipperoo, look at that view. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of the Unexplained Files. I don't know what number it is, I don't care to remember. However, you join us tonight at the Triumphant Arc. Very cool spot. There's not a lot going on here. There's a big arch, as you can imagine. Don't know how well you're going to see that without the lights. There we go. And a big old manor house down the way. There's a lot of somewhat rumoured history surrounding the place of people being hung, but whether it's truthful or not is hard to really know.
Yeah, I haven't found anything online.
Yeah.
Jesus, see that bat?
No.
Yeah, he's turning up.
But yeah, there's a lot of bats and creatures roaming about, but there's still a good bit of history here. So
But from what I was reading, it said it was built in the 18th century, and then it got covered in ivy and started deteriorating, and then was like blown down in storms, and then it was rebuilt in the 1960s in like honour of the family, and that's what you see today.
yeah. So I think we're going to start investigating, hopefully catch some cool evidence, and we hope you enjoy this evening's video.
Alright guys, so we're just going to put down a couple of cat balls and the K2 meter, see if we can get any responses from that, and then probably a little bit later we'll try the spirit talker.
See what we can get.
Yeah, and just go from there, see what happens. Well, we could put them on the top of the walls there.
Yeah.
Because that's definitely not moving off there. Yeah, hold on a sec. Alright, so that's good.
Let it be known to the spirits of this space that I open it up for communication. We have a few devices with us that we're happy for you to interact with, and you're able to follow us around for the duration of this investigation. At the end of the evening, I will close off this space and the time for communication will be done. At that point, you can no longer follow us, you can no longer communicate with us, so any messages shared must happen now. I should put a little intermission screen with elevator music. And intermission over. If there are any spirits here, if there's anybody with us, would you be able to interact with any of our devices? Just in the corner of the arch here, there's a couple of devices that if you move they will light up. Could you light those up for us?
If anyone's here with us, can you step over and touch these devices and make them light up, please? Let us know that you're with us. Is that you?
The slide?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's my bag.
Are any of the family that built this original arch, or the arch before this, the actual original one, are you still here?
I don't really get any feeling of anything being here.
No.
It's just so a bit random, really, for what it is. So if nothing was there, I would not be surprised. Okay, focus, come
It's definitely something like an owl,
on. Yeah.
whatever that is, screeching.
I mean, it doesn't look as though we're going to be getting anything with that, so we've left it there for a fair minute and no interaction. I keep thinking I've seen the K2 go off, but it's literally just that flickering on the box.
Yeah.
Why don't you come and interact with a couple of our devices? Any of them. Just go stand near them, touch them. Light something up. Something tells me I ain't gonna be going off anytime soon.
Yeah, it's just like, what makes for a place to be haunted? Because I don't think it's just somewhere that someone's died.
No. I don't know. I don't know if it's anything to do with remains being there, or it's hard to know what would cause it, but
And I know they say like a lot of things and all could be to do with like the, you know, like the kind of minerals there, like they say quartz and think like would kind of, I don't know, it would help manifest that kind of energy, or like running water and stuff like that.
yeah. I wonder if it's a bit like when you put a thermal camera on something. If I put my hand on there and took it off, some of the heat would stay. That thermal heat, like energy, stays there. So maybe when a person dies, it can, if there's like extreme fear or like a lot of panic in the area, not necessarily just that person who's then gonna die. What if it's people surrounding them? Let's say you're at a restaurant and some kid starts choking and everyone's panicking. That's like a high tension situation.
Well,
so it's not just the person dying that's scared. It's everyone around them as well.
That's like the stone wall theory, isn't it? Like energy is absorbed into something and then it can be like played back.
Right. I don't know. It is interesting, but then it begs the question: if that's the case, and it's just playing back, how do things interact?
Well, yeah, I'm sure there's different types, but like that's just almost like something's been imprinted, like on a recording, and it'll play back. But yeah, there's got to be like intelligence as well, I'm sure, that can come through.
I mean, our bodies are just biological computers, really. We've got consciousness exists somewhere, somehow, and through all the ways that it's connected, we communicate with things, like with our own body, to be able to express in the outside world. So what if there is like running water and forest? There's a lot of like connection and stuff. You look at like fucking mushrooms and mycelium and the way that all that's connected. It's like its own nervous system. So what if there is some remnants of something still being there contained within that instead? Because you always hear about spirits in a forest and stuff like that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Shit like that. Or like in homes where there's a lot of like electrical wiring and all that. There's that same sense of like connection happening.
And that's another thing, and all, like why you should look into those kind of things, because they say things like high EMFs and that can bring on, not, I don't know if hallucinations is the right word, possibly, but can interfere and maybe
issues with your body, isn't it?
Yeah, that make you see things and that. And I'm not saying it like what you're seeing is not real, but maybe like something with it is maybe like able to make something manifest. I don't know.
Yeah, it is all very interesting. I mean, you hear about crazy things, like you hear about, it's going a bit more into the weird territory now, but like you hear rumblings of people who are like allergic to like Wi-Fi signal and stuff like that. So there is clearly elements to these technologies we don't understand through no fault of our own. We just aren't there yet.
Yeah.
But no, it's very strange how all of this works.
It is strange.
You could say unexplained.
Yeah.
Up comes the logo.
Yeah, this is a bit of a weird video tonight, isn't it?
Really, this place has just got us thinking now. It's the arch. It makes you think.
Yeah, if you stand between it, it's like pushing
Funnily
something down
enough,
into
this
your
arch
brain.
perfectly matches a ley line. Seeing as we're not getting anything with a K2 or the cat balls, maybe Spirit Talker?
Yeah, we can stick that over there and still leave this stuff
Yeah,
on.
definitely.
And
Do you want to grab the thermal as well? See if you can get any cool thermal stuff with this.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Be careful, still got me thing on the bottom there. It's better not fall off because I got the thermal still stuck on the bottom of it.
Hopefully it doesn't do that.
You're misinterpreting me.
We're misinterpreting you. Ah, you bastard. I can't really see because I don't like to. How are we misinterpreting? Stuart.
That's the thing, I have to look up the names of the... I know like that surname was it Fortescue or something?
Yeah.
So we'll have to look up, see if there's any names like Stuart in the family.
Yeah.
Was that someone that lived here back in like the 18th century, 17th century? Forget when it said the actual place was built. I'm sure it said like the 1400s or something.
1400s, that'd be 15th century. Could you maybe tell us the name of this place?
I'm going to bring the K2 over here. Just put it on the other side.
You're next.
Uh-oh. You're next, you heard?
I'm alright.
Talisman.
Talisman. I don't have mine. I actually don't.
I didn't bring my bracelets out either, actually. Forgot.
Nobody's next. You're not going to be scaring anyone with none of that nonsense. We're just here to explore. We're curious. You're allowed to be curious, but threats won't be tolerated. It's an active start.
Is there anyone here that used to live in this place? He's a nice little devil, isn't he, tonight?
Recording.
We are recording. That's true.
We're trying to record you if you want to communicate with us.
We're going to show this to some people. Anything you say, they'll hear. What would you want to tell them if you could? I'm surprised the amount of times we've heard about like our equipment. In a lot of investigations recently, it will say like recording, don't turn off the camera, all that sort of stuff.
It happened here.
It happened here. What happened here? Could you tell us? I know what I want to hear.
What happened here and when did it happen here?
Is there any messages you want to share? A name? How long you've been here for? Anything?
What was that?
Some howling of some sort.
Alma.
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 Is that a name? Alma? Or would it be short for something?
Is it Alma or Elma?
Alma. A-L-M-A. Alma. Alma, is that your name? Or is that short for something?
Yeah, we're gonna have to put like a warning on this video if anyone's sensitive to flashing lights and to not watch.
I think I will.
That's all I can see behind you, that thing flashing off.
I'm having to fight the urge to make jokes every 5 seconds. We're fucking awful for it.
They blamed me.
They blamed you.
I'd have blamed you too.
Did you break the light? What did they blame you for?
So quiet, isn't it?
Relative.
Relatives blamed you?
Relatives blamed you when relatives built the arch. It's so hard to look up history on a place like this as well.
Yeah, there's plenty about the hall and tells you about this arch, but apart from, I don't know what else I don't know. Let's get back here, stop that annoying light.
See, the problem is with someone like this is obviously we're getting a bit of interaction, that's good, but there's not really a lot to keep us around here for too much longer, really. Nothing much is happening. We've not had cat balls go off, and like, I do like the spirit talk. We've come up with some cool results. Meet.
Meet?
Yeah, as in to meet somebody.
Can you meet us here? Can you come over here and touch any of these devices, make them go off, make them light up?
Or do they meet relatives here?
You'll have to let us know when so we can come back.
Yeah.
Don't know, man. That's like, what do you reckon? We could just stand here like this all night.
Yeah, no, exactly.
There's nothing happening.
We don't have too much longer in this space, but we do. Energy. That's what we were talking about earlier. Do you have power banks in that?
No, not in my bag. I took them out.
These devices that we're holding, they have energy. You can take some. You can only take from the devices though. Take some of that and keep talking if you can. The more you talk to us, the longer we can stay, the more things you can tell us. Because we were having a conversation about it earlier. Energy and what it means and what it does.
Or how about if there is someone here and you don't want us here, how about touch one of those devices and make them light up, then we'll leave.
You can even tell us to leave and we'll go.
Need help.
We can't help you, I'm afraid. The only thing we can do is share a message for you. Do you hear that?
Could shut that off and put the thermal on.
Yeah, I think so. We heard a little bit of shuffling in the woods just next to us, so we've got out the thermal camera, trying to see if we can see anything, because it sounded like something was getting a lot closer just after we've been told that it needs help.
Not picking anything up, but
I mean, probably was just an animal, but it's still like a bit concerning. The only thing about here is because where we are, the light's shining at us. We can't see very well anyway.
what do you reckon then? Do you want to call it?
It's up to you. I don't mind, because the spirit talker was, it wasn't getting a massive amount. It was the odd response, but it was didn't really make a lot of sense.
Right.
I don't know. It's up to you, honestly. Is there anything left you want to do here? Or?
There's not really a lot here we can do, is
No.
there?
I mean, we've put down the cat balls, they've not gone off. We've had sort of mixed responses with the spirit talker. So if you want to close it off, we've done mostly what we can. Let it be known to the spirits of this space that the time for communication is over. I'm closing this space. You can no longer communicate. You can no longer follow us. And when we leave, you will stay.
That was that.
We've had some very interesting investigations recently anyway. I think it's good in a way to have one of these more quiet ones, because it reminds you it's not all crazy things happening. This is, it's real life. We're not faking this.
No.
So I don't mind the quiet ones from time to time.
Exactly, yeah. Alright guys, so that is another one wrapped up. As you can tell, not very eventful. The only eventful thing is I forgot the bag, and we had to walk half the way back and get it out of the car. But yeah, apart from that, little interaction on the spirit talker. What do you reckon?
It was okay. The place feels weird to me now, but I think it's just because I've heard shuffles in the forest, so I'm just on a bit of alert. But as far as like activity happening, not really. Spirit talker was there was a few things coming through, but it didn't really make any sense. So it's probably about time that we do head off. But before I forget to say, because I didn't do this on the intro, if you do enjoy our content and you have been enjoying recent videos, feel free to leave some comments, feel free to like, feel free to subscribe, and also if you do know of any interesting locations you want us to investigate, or you happen to be a subscriber who has maybe a haunted location, maybe you're living there, feel free to comment. We'll get in contact and see if there's any interesting things we can do.
Yeah. Alright, peace out guys, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Peace.